So I recently posted about homemade candles from old wax that's left inside your jar or around the candle wick that had burned. So I had been saving that and putting it away for a rainy day to make my own. As you can see, I was adding different layers. I would let it cool in between, but I feel that they didn't completely cool, and with that we ended up having some sinkage. So I need to add some more wax to this to bring them up to the wood wicks. So that is what we're going to do here next, and I will show you the process of how I made new candles from old candles. You can see that I have water boiling. I shouldn't say boiling, well, it's kind of boiling, but I'm going to turn it down so I don't put too much pressure on the glass. But this is a candle that recently has died. And so I will dig out that little, oh, we're getting steamy. I'll dig out that little metal piece in there and toss that, and then we can start with that new wax, and we can begin layering in this one. To take this out, I just have a really old hot pad here, and I just let that drain a little bit. And then we will get something to dig that out with. I probably should have checked things before I started doing an instructional video. But for whatever reason, this one is like completely adhered to the bottom of the glass, which kind of stinks, but there's always a workaround. So what I have is, these are how it came. It's some wood wicks along with their little bases, which looks like that. And then you just stick it in there like that, and then you are able to place it where you want it. I like to do more than one. This wax might need to harden a little bit because it wants to tip over. So once the wax starts to get a little bit more gooey, then it will allow me to place it where I want to place it. And I usually like to do more than one. I do sometimes 2, 3, or 4, depending on how big the bases. So once that gets a little bit more that I can stick things to, I will add in the other. You can see my settings here. It's on simmer. It's get a little bit more boily, so I might turn it down just one more, because again, you really just do want it to simmer. You don't want to break your glass. I have 2 burners going because I'm making us sweet potatoes. Some for the dogs too, because they absolutely love that as a treat. So anyways, here, like I said, I have to fill in those other candles where they sucked in. And so I'm just going to drop some yellow for the top. You're really not going to see it from the outside. And you just slowly roast that, if you will, until the wax melts. And then we will be able to... The wax is slowly starting to melt in there. Occasionally I like to come in and just bust it up a little bit more. That just kind of helps keep the flow going. And get it so that it's pourable. I just have a little knife here and just kind of keep stirring it around and cutting it up. It's a little bit hard to cut it with one hand. And I really don't have a tripod that goes over hot stoves. So anyways, you get the idea. I ended up putting 4 in here, and right now they're kind of goofy because, well, just because there's not enough wax in there. But you can see how I put them in there, plus that silly thing that's adhered in there. As the layers start to go in, you can form them a little better, and they are sticking up quite a bit because they're, probably about 7-8 inches maybe, and then they just easily nip off with a scissors. So this actually is coming along really nicely. We're just going to give it another stir. And probably in about 3-4 minutes, we're going to be ready to... Alright, this has melted nicely, so I am going to pull it out with my old hot pad. It's awkward again with one hand, but I do have another hot pad here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this one hand. I didn't plan this part out. Hold on. And maybe we'll try this. Oh no, it's still the wrong way. Okay, this is a fail. Hold on. Nope, that's still not good. Alright, so we're picking her up, and we're going to bring it over, and I'm blocking myself here. But I got to get it into that hole. and around those wicks. And got a few dribbles in there yet. There we go. Might need just ever so slightly more in there, but not too bad. So let's see, we got a lot of white here. I think I'll do white one more layer there. Again, you don't want to put too much into the jar at a time, because again, this is very labor intensive. So you might want to have a good book or go Facebook, go exercise or something while you wait for the next batch to melt. So now I have melted the next color, and this one is setting up nicely. But again, I like to have a couple that I alternate between so that it gives it time to harden up so that they don't re-soften and mix. So this one here, pull it over a little bit, is going to fill in this hole where it settled last night. So I have extra that's in here yet, and again, I do not want to pour in that one. So we will start on our new candle here. And there we are. And then we will go to the next color. And there's my color melted. And as you can see, that one's starting to set up really nicely. This is the one we poured earlier, and so that's setting up. This was our last one. So then now we're going to finish a layer on here. And that'll settle in nicely. And we'll begin again with a new color.